Hi, this is Ellie, and welcome to Chamber Chatting. We have just finished up our Small Business Summer series. So if you are interested in starting a small business or how a small business can be a part of the Chamber, be sure to go check those out. We have some great companies and small businesses as Chamber members, and they had a lot of great information on how they can maximize their benefits. woodlandschamber.org/chamber-chatting. So now we are gearing up for back to school. So today we are going to interview Monica Bomkemp Enia from Education for Tomorrow Alliance. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Ellie. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us. So Education for Tomorrow Alliance, or EFTA for short, is really the educational component of the Chamber. Why is it important for the business community to focus on education?
Great question. So, as you know, the Chamber actually started EFTA about 26 years ago with the idea that the people that were involved at that time saw absolute value in business getting involved with the idea that this is the future workforce. Mm-hmm. So, if there's great lessons, if there are any little tidbits that the current workforce can pass on to those that are coming up, mm-hmm. then they should care, because they're going to be replacing those folks' jobs someday.
Absolutely.
And there's just great opportunities. You know, you think back to when you were maybe in 7th or 8th grade, and how did you get from there to here? And so those seeds that can be planted now, those interactions with adults that were meaningful to you, those have value. And so through all of our programming, that's the whole idea, is that we have adult volunteers and professionals that can really add something to the individual lives of kids that are thinking about what's next in life.
Yeah.
So it really does strengthens the business community in the long run.
Absolutely.
But just involvement in general in education. You know, you get involved in the schools, and that's good for everyone.
So how does EFTA interface between schools and businesses, and what kind of programs do you offer?
So really, the main way that we start with business is through our involvement with the Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So all of our activities, our strongest base of support comes from Montgomery County Chamber. So the folks that are in the business community serve as volunteers, they serve as mentors to kids, and they really give our programs life. We have a very small staff, and so every single program we do. One of them, for example, we're just wrapping up. We had 103 kids this summer in our student internship program. And
Wow.
what that means is we have businesses from Willis to Houston that are basically taking kids in for 2 weeks and giving them hands-on training. Sometimes it's shadowing, and sometimes, depending on the field, the students are actually doing meaningful work. But the idea is that it's a chance to have insight. And without those business partners, we don't have a program. So
Yeah.
it really is individual people saying, yes, I want to engage young people. So that's definitely a piece of it. We also have Next Generation Leadership, which is a leadership training program for high school seniors. So same idea. It's almost like a mini Leadership Montgomery County for kids in high school. Each month there's a different topic. So it might be law enforcement, it might be civic engagement, where we have wonderful speakers from the community where they can see leadership at work in Montgomery County. Mm-hmm. And this is something that we actually is a partnership between the Conroe Chamber. And so again, our volunteers, our different supporters are coming through the Chamber business community.
Yeah.
We also have speakers for one of the programs at Conroe High is called Career Connections. We have panels of professionals every month where kids can hear the actual how-tos of how did you get from where you wanted to be as a kid my age, to where you are today as a successful professional. So individuals are coming in, they're sharing their individual stories to inspire young people that, hey, this is possible. And it also, I think, the real bonus this year, what I saw with the students was it gave students the confidence that you don't have to have it all figured out when you are in 10th grade,
Yes.
right? You have time to figure it out, and sometimes it takes a wavy path to get there.
Yes.
So that is part of the ways that we engage volunteers from the business community. And on the school end, we because the schools know that we have this rich volunteer pool mm-hmm. and ways to engage young people, we're able to partner with their counselors, with their principals, they know our reputation because of the wonderful force of the business community that we have. So when we need volunteers for something like SciTech, which is 13 science and technology events that we do, mm-hmm. people are willing to come out and be judges, and we have sort of those built-in relationships. We're lucky that we have a wonderfully strong education community here, that our schools are great, that there's so many options for families, and so the idea that you have these others who want to enhance that just really is a benefit to everyone.
Now you service, is it Conroe ISD?
So we serve Montgomery County.
Okay.
Our biggest partner, because of the size of Conroe ISD, is the schools within CISD. But we do have, so our next generation leadership, we engage with Montgomery, we engage with with Willis. We've had students in Magnolia participate in our programs, and then private schools in Montgomery County as well. So it is
great.
open to public and private schools both. But just by sheer numbers, CISD is our primary partner.
Absolutely. So Next Generation Leadership is a program where students have to apply to be a part of.
Yes.
But Career Connections, is that as well?
No, so it is right now limited to Conroe High School, but
Okay.
any 10th or 11th grader that's interested,
Okay.
we have a couple of counselors that we partner with, and they check in with students and say, hey, do you want to be part of this monthly program? We provide lunch, which is always great. Students always appreciate that.
Exactly. You can always bribe kids with food.
You're halfway
you can still
there.
bribe me with food. It's fine.
That's right. So, but no, students, we like for them to come back month after month, so it's the same group of kids, but it is open to anyone, so it doesn't matter if a student is thinking about, being a premier doctor for some very highly skilled, or someone who's just really not sure where they want to be. Our program has something for everyone. They can hopefully find little tidbits of advice from the wonderful panelists that we have each month, regardless of what they think their path is at that point.
Absolutely. Very cool. So Monica, tell me about some of your key partnerships.
Sure. Well, definitely, like I said, the chamber. The chamber is a key one, and the schools are also a part. Everything that we do is engaging students, and so we whether we're doing outreach or we're actually doing the programming in the schools, that's a piece of it. The John Cooper School has been on board with us from the beginning, and then we also have wonderful corporate partners. So from the very beginning, Entergy has been a partner with us. Yeah. They are a very civic-minded company, and so they share information with their employees who can sign up as Feature Focus or SciTech volunteers. Huntsman has been a great partner. CB&I. These are companies that are committed to the idea that business involvement in education matters, and so they cultivate that culture, which means that people have the opportunity to really get involved, whether it's a small amount of time or a more committed amount of time. We so appreciate those partnerships because, again, we can't do it without them, and the company buy-in makes a difference. It means that if someone wants to leave during an extended lunch to interview, to talk to kids, that they have the ability to do that. And so those corporate partners, and those are just a few, but those corporate partners really help in a tremendous way as well. They're because there's buy-in from all the way through.
Do you have any EFTA sort of student success stories?
Absolutely.
So share some of those. It's always
Sure.
fun.
So it is always fun. So so even just this summer, we were doing site visits. My colleague went into, she said, 2 different workplaces this summer where she was doing a site visit with a student that was a high school senior currently interning, and had to do a double take because there was a kid there that she's like, wait, I know you, but you're not from this summer, and realized that they were students from previous summers. So that they get, they basically have a successful internship. Sometimes they get hired on for the rest of the summer. Sometimes they stick around, and they come back. We are working on a video for an upcoming event that we're doing, and we have a couple of people in there. We have one chiropractor who interned at a chiropractic firm when he was going into senior year of high school. He now owns the firm 12 years later.
Wow.
So that connection that was made, number one, it obviously takes a very engaged mentor, someone who buys into the idea that I'm supporting this person. He had a great internship, and said that the doctor said to him, if you're really serious about chiropractic medicine, then come back to me when you're looking for a job. And they stayed in touch through the years. He became a partner after he graduated, and bought out the business when she retired last year. So we have, and then we hear from internship students all the time about how my internship here set me up for other opportunities down the road. So that is always fun.
But I think even the value of, hey, I really thought I was going to go, into medicine or something, and then I got into the internship and I thought, well, I don't really like blood or needles. I mean, those things happen. That's a valuable internship experience when a kid can walk into it and be like, actually, this is totally not what I wanted.
And that's a great lesson. It is. And it's better to find out then than to get a little too deep into college and say, oh, now what, right?
Exactly.
We also are excited to be welcoming a new board member in the beginning of September. September who was a student in our programs as a high school student.
Oh,
so he
cool.
participated in SciTech events, he participated in the internship program. After college, he came back as a volunteer to Education for Tomorrow Alliance, and has been so committed. He is coming on as a board member. So love to hear people coming back, because a lot of in high school programs in general, you engage students and hopefully do some good things, but you don't always hear the end result.
Right.
So we love when students come back to us and say, hey, this mattered and this is why, and this business person that I met along the way became a mentor and really helped move my path ahead with their advice, with the experience that I got there, with the connections that they were willing to create. And we have a very generous business community. The people who say yes to these types of volunteer experiences, they want what's best for kids. And so it makes my job easier, for sure.
But I think it's also, it's a feather in your cap that these volunteers, you make volunteering with EFTA easy, and you make it an enjoyable experience. So thank you for that, for providing a volunteer experience as well as quality programming.
Well, I appreciate that. We hope to, because we realize that people give us a gift of time. It is an absolute gift. There are many wonderful organizations right in our area, and the fact that they choose to spend it with Education for Tomorrow Alliance is a gift to us, to the young people that are there, and to the larger community. And so people have a choice, and we want to make sure that when they are engaging with us, that time is valued, and that time is meaningful to them, as well as hopefully to the young people that they're engaging with. So I appreciate that, because it absolutely matters. We cannot do what we do without the wonderful volunteer support that we receive.
So Monica, you have the internship program, you have Next Generation Leadership, you have Career Connections, but the big thing that people might know EFTA the most for is SciTech.
Absolutely.
So tell us about it.
Absolutely. So SciTech has been around the longest. It was really the first way that our volunteers engaged with schools. It started as volunteers volunteering to support the science fair as judges. It is now about 5,000 kids every year, about 1,200 volunteers, and it goes on for a month of weekends, basically. And so it does include science fair, both for junior and senior high, which is those comprise the largest science fair in Texas. But it also includes robotics, our engineering design competitions. It includes Science Bowl and Math Bowl and the Elementary Science Festival, which if you all haven't gone to, you definitely need to check out. It is always in end of January, early February. It is an entire convention center at the Lone Star Convention Center filled with elementary school kids teaching other science. And so it's very hands-on. If you bring your own kids, they get to do all the little projects and move from booth to booth. But it is a wonderful thing to see that kind of discovery and that hands-on, and that, you hear the third grader say, my hypothesis would be that this will happen, and then they, you get to test it, and it's great. It is a celebration. And again, just going back to the school district, that only happens because the schools in our area embrace that.
Absolutely.
Right? They embrace this kind of learning, this hands-on, and just really build on their successes in school with these sort of, supplemental programs out of school. But so yes, SciTech is a big venture. There are lots of ways to get involved. So we, one of the things that's nice is that we can have volunteers that can come, and do every event if they want to, but they can also come and do a 2-hour or 4-hour volunteer shift and be done for the day. So so we try and make it as easy as possible for someone to find the thing that interests them and have that way to engage with young people, whatever that might look like. So.
Very cool. It's definitely on my list next year to go to that. I'll take my nephew and we'll head out there. He will get a kick out of it. So Monica, last question. How do you strategize where you get involved in the chamber?
Sure. There are clearly so many ways, which is it's good to have such options. For me, it really comes back to our mission. So our mission is to connect business and education. And so where is there an opportunity for that overlap? I said that I am involved in the community relations team because it is all about sort of volunteering in the chamber, giving back, and it's just really a natural fit. We have a wonderfully committed group of people that every month take on some sort of project.
It's a cool
so
team.
it is a cool team, and it's fun to see what else is out there.
Yes.
What type of activities does this organization need help with, and things that you can bring your whole family to. And so it is a really great group. I've also been involved with the job fair, in addition to obviously being a place where professionals and businesses can connect for employment. They have some amazing workshops. Partners that come in and actually teach people how to write a resume and how to to interview and those things. So that really is a fit for the types of things that we do. And then this year, for the first time, I'm joining the Economic Outlook Conference, which I'm pretty excited about. So
it'll be good.
Exactly. And again, it's it's kind of that looking at that intersection of business and education and saying, where is there a natural fit? And then obviously, of course, the networking opportunities. There's so many. So it's, for me, anytime I'm interacting with someone and they're interested in possibly volunteering, you never know where that may lead. They may become your best volunteer
Exactly.
or, sometime down the road. And so, it goes back to working your membership, right? Going to the things that make sense for you. And I would say, just the huge majority of our volunteers are coming in some way, shape, or form from the chamber. They used to be involved in EFTA, and then we meet them again at the chamber, and they say, oh, I need to get involved again. And so it is a great support to a nonprofit like mine, and especially because we sort of have that interesting opportunity for them to get involved in education, which might be something that they're not even sure how to get started, just by calling up a school and saying, hey, can I come? We create that conduit where there's natural opportunities for business people to share their expertise and experience in a way that is meaningful.
Absolutely. Okay, so one of my very favorite things of the year is happening on Friday.
Yes.
We at the chamber take it very seriously. It is the EFTA Trivia Night.
Yes.
Tell us about it, Monica.
Absolutely. So this Friday at the Grand Palace,
Yep.
we are having our annual Trivia Night. It is a fun, laid-back fundraising event for us. It is 8 rounds of trivia. So you come with your team. You could come with your team of 2 or your team of 10, but every table is its own team, and we have 8 rounds of trivia. Not to be scared. It is pop culture heavy, but there may be some science and math and other things thrown in, but we like to keep it interesting.
Oh, we're preparing. Royce gave us all like these like random trivia books. He made us check them out of his
Study
office.
up.
He was like, "We are gonna win this year, guys."
There's some good competition.
We're committed.
And a lot of talking. Back and forth.
There's a fair amount of trash talk happening.
Exactly. So it is, like I said, we have Fleming's.
Yes.
Fleming's Steakhouse and Wine Bar is coming to do our catering.
They're
So it's going to be fantastic. And it's great silent auction items lined up. And so it's a lot of fun, very laid back. It's a casual event, and your ticket price includes your beer, wine, and catering. So we hope you will come out. You can check it out on our website, if I may plug, at efta-us.org/events. But check it out. It is, we are expecting a great evening, a wonderful committee coming together to put on what will hopefully be another great event.
It will be good. So if you're interested in getting involved in EFTA, Trivia Night might be a great kind of first plug to see if it's an organization that you could really bond with. So definitely come out to Trivia.
That. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Ellie P.
And this is Holly P.
And this is 2 Ps in a Podcast, where we tell you what's going on in the chamber this week.
So, Ellie, Tuesday, August 9th, from 5:30 to 7:30, we are having a business after hours over at Questback, right there on the waterway. It's a complimentary event. It's a great way to interact with, local chamber members and new potential members. And again, it's complimentary. Tuesday, August 9th from 5:30 to 7:30. And Ellie and I both will be there.
We'll be there.
Yes, we will. So mark that on your calendar, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Absolutely. And 1 month from today, guys, on September 8th, we are having the Putt, Pass, and Chip Golf Championship. So this is going to be a football-themed golf tournament, and we hope this is going to be one of your most memorable rounds of golf. So it's going to be September 8th at the Wood Forest Golf Club up in Montgomery, Thursday, September 8th. Shotgun start is
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Awesome. And Wood Forest is a beautiful course.
It is a beautiful course.
And you can, make reservations and
yes,
all that good stuff, right?
Make reservations. So events at woodlandchamber.org, or you can go on our website and find the Putt, Pass, and Chip on the banner or on the calendar. And make sure you register today.
Yes, awesome. Well, this is Holly P.
And this is Ellie P.
And this is 2 Ps in a Podcast.
Thanks for joining us.